Hello guys, how you doing? This video is particularly to some of the things that I actually figured out when I was actually doing, boom, when I was actually doing the potato computers. When I was actually doing some runs out here, so I seen people just bragging that there's this black zone this way not to save and so on. So I went there the first time, and my video again got corrupted, so I had to return back to the town because I successfully went to the bottom left of Fairline in Forest Sterling in the Black Zone, and I did some farming, and I came back, and then I found out that my video got corrupted. So I came back again, and I went to the right side, but this time I actually got ganked. And I could not make it to those specific zones. They are very empty. So what I did was basically I went ahead and bought me the highest set. And the reason I bought the highest set is because it will give me the highest HP and maybe the highest potential survivability. So I bought that. I bought my staff, my healing staff, and I bought the horn, which is the mist color, for cooldown reduction. I bought some invisibility potions. I bought a small amount of horrors. So this it costs a bit, but it is not much for me. But for somebody else, this would definitely take down their money. I went ahead and went out with a survivability spec, not the hide poison or anything like that, something to survive to get to that point and come back. The first time I succeeded, it was good. The second one, it wasn't. So back here, where I think I did it like a quick heal on myself. I have done this in the yellow zone, but I wanted to see how much it was completely now in the town city, which I don't have no cluster reduction in a town city. So I heal myself, and it's 17, and I noticed that in the yellow zone it's like 14 or less. In the black zone, even without having to wear, I don't know, I wear it, I have a 400 or 400 on my druid staff, and I still able to only heal like 17 per Q, and worst on my freaking E, which was pathetic. So I know if someone were to gank me here, I know I will die, because there's no way that I can have a good survivability when healing with my normal set, which is either Druid Chest or the Fiend Robe. So I went ahead and I wanted to go to Fort Sterling. That's where I am logged in. I found out that it was 16 hostiles here, and there was no way for me to make it over there, because later on you might see a little blob. I don't know if it'll be too quick, but there was a blob of people just ganking. So what I did instead is that I went into the Bridge Watch, and I teleported myself for 26,000 silver. So I decided to go to Fairland, and I wanted to go back to Shadowfen, but I've been there already, so I wanted to try to go back up here and down here, up here and up here, sorry. So I entered the portal, went to here. I already saw somebody dead. You don't farm areas like these. You usually farm 2 zones away. The problem is you might also encounter two people of gankers or 5 in those type of zone, which is close to the zone that you're trying to get. So I went ahead, and here is where I found the first gank. Now I could have survived this, but then I realized that I have made so many mistakes in here. So this was technically my fault. So here we have, so they have everything. They have root, they have claws, they have the new king from Crossbolt, if you look at it, and one of the guy was wearing the royal helmet to stun me on time. If I couldn't pretty much escape. I think with my other gear I would be able to survive a little longer and get into a dungeon and escape, or I'm pretty sure I would be able to survive the whole thing with a normal set. So now I know that my E and W is going to heal for 650, and there's no way that I can survive that if I didn't have these two popped up at the same time. So this one is first, and then after I appear, this one is second. And that's how I survived just this first encounter. Now usually I can heal myself through this, but I need my cooldown first, and here they come. They did their ability. I did my E and W after I did ambush, I did my EMW, and then I did my block. Someone actually followed me. He could have died, but I noticed that I'm sure that the team is going to follow me anyway. At this point is where I kept going. I almost thought of coming back and make him aggro back and forward because I still have invisibility potion, but I didn't want to take the risk. So instead, I kept going, and I did the invisibility potion just to go a little further. Here, the last hit probably would have gotten me, but nope. Was able to survive that with block. Now, obviously, with my real gear, I don't have a problem of being full HP throughout this whole thing. So I went ahead, I healed myself, and I would not wait here. Most players would just wait here, but I would not wait here because I'm sure if I did that, I'm pretty sure they can do it too. It's just maybe 1 or 2 dying, and then the rest would get me. So what I did is I went to the zone. Then I went a little bit further, just in case, so they can mess with the bat or something like that and find out that I didn't went home. And then I will wait here for this up here. So this is actually shield, and people just, I keep like, sometimes I get messed up with between 2 type of shield, which you'll see later on. This type of shield is the one that I'll be able to regain and then basically be able to like run away. But if I see this on cooldown, I don't try to zone back in. So okay, I fast forwarded it a bit so you guys see it. I wait just a bit more too, just to see if they left or not, and that's the biggest mistake. I should have logged out right there, which is about 3 minutes, but I wouldn't be able to make it obviously because now they're outside waiting. So I should have logged out and then come back later, like an hour later. I'm sure they wouldn't wait that long. Otherwise, I would be able to save a couple people who would have gone to that area. So go ahead, teleport it, and yes, absolutely, they're right there. So I should be fine until I get to like the next zone, and that's where I messed up. Here's where I messed up, and you'll see it. I should have been able to come back with another shield and just go back to the portal. But as you see, there are 2 shields, and I was paying attention at this shield right here. If that was the real shield, I would have been able to get another bubble and come back home. Biggest mistake for me to make. I saw the shield was gone, the other one, and I said, okay, now I'll be able to enter the zone. Here it is. See? So now I come back here. Big mistake. I didn't have the shield, so they're already on me. Biggest mistake. So now I go further, and because I don't have the right setup to actually escape this thing, I pretty much died instantly. I went back to town and I grabbed myself some gankers and stuff like that, and sadly they already left. So they got good gear for that. I was hoping that I could see them, but sadly they left. So I had 2 bad things happen to me. I made so many mistakes, and I had my first video corrupted, which I am not going to make another black zone video until later, or maybe tomorrow or something like that. And I only have 12 days before I get out of this game. So I went back to the red zone, and I was going to make it like a little survey, just go into each red zone and find out how many gankers there are in there, how many hostiles there are in there, how many people got ganking there. These are some of the things that happened during the red zone, so I'm going to show it to you guys. Obviously, I did get ganked a couple of times, and this is the first one. This was juicy. You have to watch the video completely. You have to go a little bit further and watch the video. Something happened to someone here, including MXX, which is supposed to be the guy from the forum who keeps saying I'm the best, some of the stuff like that, I'm god tier and all that stuff. Well, something happened over here which was very juicy. So I saw this guy, he got ganked, and I was going to help him. I was going to go ahead of him and do a fear and died right there. However, big mistake, I entered this yellow zone in here. Because I entered this yellow zone, I signed a waiver that said this guy can actually die and you can go ahead and kick his ass. So obviously after I finished that, and I went back down to see if I can, it shouldn't take that long, but I guess I must have feared him a lot because it should have gone already, but whatever. So they started now attacking me, and then I look at the setup composition. I'm like, okay, so I think there's a bloodletter. I cannot let them get me too low, or watch out when he's about to do the dash, which he already did. So I go ahead and full heal myself, fear them, And then after noticing a little bit closer, I found out, no, they can't kill me. They definitely can't. So I go here and then I notice these two on the left and I'm like, oh fuck, I'm an idiot. I'm making them come get me. They're in the same place. So now one more person at least joins to the fight. So I go ahead and press E and W and I'm like, yeah, they can't kill me. These guys can't kill me. So I'm gonna start fearing them right back. Instead of I supposed to fear it while going this way. But because they can't kill me, I thought of making fun of them and just do it this way, you know, just have some fun with them basically. So I just started fear them that way, and then I will run forward. Then I noticed that I have to juke this guy. This is the priority guy that I have to juke. If I can juke the stun from the Heron Spear, which I already know he's using Heron Spear, I can go ahead and get out of this fight easily. So there he is. I juked that. He's out of there. He thought I was gonna go that way. So as you see, like right down here. Sorry. Oops. Sorry. Yep, right down here. I went up and then I went down, just so he doesn't get me. Now, here's the thing: is I have Omelette. I have Mistcaller. The only one who can catch me is the Bloodletter, and he has to poison me to keep me in combat. The Heron Spear, he should not have more than me on cooldowns on the run, meaning that I should be able to spam my run more than he can. So I already know I'm safe from that. The only guy who should be chasing me right now in getting close to catching me is him, the Bloodletter. So he doesn't have poison, so he doesn't keep me in combat. So I decided to go ahead and game over for that one. I had another one which was hilarious. This one, I found two players over here from Squad, I think, Conflict. I think it's Squad from Conflict. And I decided it's like, maybe I can bait them close enough into the tunnel. So then I run behind them and I'm like, oh, come on, that's it. You know, you can't catch me. What's up? I want you to guys chase me. So as soon as I get a little closer, because there's a battle, I try to let them dismount me. Perfect. Now try to take the heal battle close to the portal, which is right here on the bottom. And as soon as that happened, yep, no way. Here's two things. If he comes at me, I could have just used fear with the spin when he does his spin. And second, I just use E and W and save my D for later. And I would have been back to full health, even with the spin that they both of them on me. So again, they got caught. This guy was able to run away, Mon, and this guy just died. It was fun. Again, I was actually in another zone, which I found out Dead Galley has a good amount of gankers. The other place where I showed you had a good amount of ganker, and then the one around here before, I'm using my finger. You guys can't see my finger. This one right here, not, but this one right specifically around here. Actually, is it this one? Yeah, it's actually this one. This one right here, specifically this one. There's some gankers in there. Like I got caught, and he scared the shit out of me because I heard a big loud sound on my computer, like whoosh. So I turned off the mat and I'm like, oh shit, he's already on me. And he's a glaive. So I decided to have fun with the glaive. And I was like, damn bro, you scared me. And then I'm like, you'll need some poison to actually get me off my mount. And then you need to do that catching spin with the glaive to actually get me off the mount. So I'm typing it down for him. He did it, and basically, good. I ran away for a bit with the heals. I know he cannot kill me, but it's at least a fun practice for him to know that if he see a druid healer, that's the person he should be focusing. And at the same time, he doesn't have the stun. Yeah, he has the stun. And at the same time, that he could not win this 1v1 fight. So I'm actually gonna fast forward here. I say you need more damage. You need way more damage, and then I told him that I wouldn't kill him because there was no reason for me to kill him. Just so later on he comes back again, and basically we talked about it. you need more damage. He's like, yes, I hate healers. Especially the nature living armor is OP. Actually, living armor got nerfed, and second, I wasn't using living armor, so I told him that. And at the same time, he said that 1v1 glaive is no good, but yes, it is good. I know. The first core run that I ever had before Iron was Flare, and we did dungeon until he rejoined back to the guild, and then I never saw him again for that. But I know Flare does PvP with glaives, so I told him, so I know that this glaives is good for 1v1. So then here comes the real thing. I'm sorry, I'm probably gonna post something for you to skip it if you guys want to hear me hear how everything starts. So I'm in red zone. I start in the Rose Corp Steppe, and then I go around asking players how many times you got gank, how many gankers have you seen, how many hostile have you seen, and how many hostile I see in the bottom left, and such. And then he's like, none. This person was like, I never got gank in here, even though there are like 7 hostiles. So I saw this, and then I said to myself, let me get a little closer to the chest over there, and I said, no, I'm gonna go to the next zone and find out more. So I go to the next zone, and by the way, I think if gatherers had the like a DPS setup with while having the bonus, I'm sure that a lot of players will start using the gathering set. I looked in the forum, and I'm so far in page like 43 for this specific, and I looked into other ones, and I have not seen anything, or so far a suggestion. I seen suggestion where a player asks, can I use this leather set, which is the one for skinning? Can I use the leather, and can I level up my chest and helm and boots for leathering? So that suggestion has been made. And it took me a couple pages to actually find that back in the old 2017. But the one for why not have the gathering set have the same thing as a normal plate, or normal leather and normal cloth. Like cloth has a 40% damage in upper. I think leather has 25% in upper. And why they don't have that? If gatherers had that, I think they will fight back, because the thing is, majority of the gather to gather fights are gather to gather. So is at least an aura guy versus a skinner with the same freaking weapon, either a staff or bloodletter. But I have not seen too much of the gatherers versus a normal PvP player, like a glaive PvP player, a dagger PvP player, a curse staff, whatever you want to call it, with a pure set of PvP. Most of the times, you're not going to deal that much damage in a gathering set, so you just run away. Majority of the time, you just run away. So you see all these boring ganking content of you seeing them running away. Basically, the only content so far for PvP, I think, was Oak Tree, which was using claws and other stuff and going to dangerous area just fighting. Him and I think did Undispute? I think Undispute, something like that, might have some with his warbow when he fight and they fight back. Most of the time back then in 2017, I still see it till this day. Some of the PvP are just I am ganking this player, and all he's doing is running like a chicken. That's not fun to watch. So I never. As soon as I see that, I just turn off the video and don't even watch the rest. So I see some players in here who died. Come back to check the names. So, and I see it is the Birkenfeld. So this place seems to have some players already dead. So now I go into the snow area, and this is what I found. Nope. First, there's 7 out there. 8, 9, back to 8. So I think everybody just don't go out there. They just pretty much stay around here. And when the counter goes down, everybody goes right ahead and start going out to farm. And here's the funny part is Black Zone has no counters. So if Black Zone had counters, which I don't advise, because obviously that's the point of the Black Zone. You're not supposed to know who is going to gank you. If Black Zone had counters on it, then I am sure that players will go to black zone even more, because now as soon as they see like a specific hostile, they get ready to run away or stuff like that, which is actually not how do you say in English? I'm sorry, apologies for my English. I'm actually Puerto Rican, so Spanish. I think the word is not productive. It's not productive to have that. However, if they did have it, more players would definitely go out there. And same thing for the gathering set, more players will go out there as well, because if it is a group, at least they'll try to take one guy down. And if it's not, again, they'll just run away like always. But at least as some players I know will fight. So here I ask, hey, have you been ganked? No, never. Thank you. I can't heal this guy when he's moving away, and I keep moving forward. Then I jump down here, and then I ask more players, hi, how many times have you been ganked? And I look at down there, it's like 3 hostile. They answer for me. They say I have seen there's one guy who said countless, and I try to give this guy some silver, but for some reason it auto cancels. So some guys say I seen countless. Other people say that, you know, it just 1 hour ago there was like a lot of PvP, and we had the police security. It's not Albion security, it was another player, another type of blue name that policed the area and pretty much killed gankers. So an anti-gank group. So I asked these people, and obviously he doesn't speak English, so I keep going. I also try to ask the guy around my right side, and he doesn't speak English, obviously, I guess, because he didn't even answer. So I keep going to the next zone. And while doing this, I have a pretty good setup, which if they gank me and they win, they're gonna earn some money. So, you know, it's not like it would have been not fun as I 11 hostile in here, but I'm pretty sure he probably could have been a scout. I saw some PKs in here, and then I tried to wait again for this. But then after I saw a group, I thought maybe I can help if they're still doing it. But I think the group bypassed them and caught like one person alone. Karipak. So I'm like, oh, screw that. I'm going the other way. So I go up here, and oh my god, there was a delicious story, I think. Which I said it already. It was with MX. So I stopped here, and I was gonna... I get these trash, and I look at the name, and I see how many hostile. So this area has a lot of PK. Obviously all red zones should have a lot, but I've seen some of the area where they don't have a lot, and you'll see that later on in the video. So I pick these up, and I see this guy right here. I'm at MZK, and I see him naked wandering around. So I'm like, I wonder what happened to him. So I'm just gonna... Then I look at the guild and I say, hey, I know this. This God tier. Yeah, that's his guild, I think. So then, drama happened. If you want to fight fair, I don't. Go do Hellgates. Oh, delicious. Keep trashed? Ah, shit. Yeah, I did. So, heads up. What happened here was basically, which is why I gave this guy the note of how to be a druid healer. All you need is a demon help and time your ability. Like, as soon as you're getting me low, you'll know when I'm going to pop it. Nobody pop it ahead of time. You get me like at least 75%. At that point of time, you go ahead and pop the demon hell. Everybody pop their big DPS, and then the bloodletter can execute me. Or you wait till like I'm at least 65%, and that's when you pop the demon hell, and I'm silenced for 5 seconds, and that's when you finish me off. But if I see you with demon hell, I'm gonna pop that shit ahead of time and try to run as much as I can. So basically, I gave him the information how to be the healer, so to see if he actually gave me the information of what happened. And what basically happened here, MZX tried to 1v1, I think Nomastit is the one who he tried to 1v1, and what happened is I think both of them got low, and they ran away. Each other ran away from one side to the other side, but one of the guys in here thought he was funny and cute and didn't execute. So I'm gonna say the bloodletter in here. I think Translaw. Yeah, it's Translaw. I think Translaw went ahead and executed him, which obviously I laugh because this is Albion. Can I expect for people to be fair? And there is no 1v1 or 2v2, and then that's probably why if they did an arena, I would say that it would be best to have like a room where people get to fight each other, get to pick the players and stuff like that, and a random generated arena for 1v1 and 2v2. But at least one for private. It's like, hey, I want to fight you. Battle begins, and then you guys fight each other. That would be really great for the arena. So I told them that, hey, you have to know there's no 1v1 in here. And I tried a 2v2 with a challenger. It was a druid healer and a curse staff versus a druid healer and another curse staff, and basically I killed the curse staff, and then we somebody came right at the end when he was about to die. Some claw guy came named Agumi and fucked him up. Well, didn't fuck them up, more like I feared them, but I think I saw the claw doing the AoE snare damage thing. So basically he tried a 1v1. Someone executed him and his cloak trash, and looking at his gear is all excellent. I'm gonna say that yes, his cloak was probably 5.3 excellent. So there it is. You're gonna go repair, transfer a hoe, and cast. Daddy, what is chaos? Someone say daddy, and then what is chaos? Are you new to the game? Yep. Or this an alt new? Well, never. What you need to understand, fighting when you are number is a skill. I came from, what the fuck, this guy? I came from another MMO. Ganking with numbers can also be zero skills. Give another MMO. Ganking with numbers can also be a skill. Oh, I thought I said zero skills. Ganking with a number can be a skill. Just nearly got ganked by a group of 4. You can add it to anywhere. Okay, so Slow Tree got ganked by a group of 4. This guy. Where MX died. Can I choose his story? They can also get an advantage. Sometimes it's gear. And you're outnumbered by 2. Sometimes. I hope you guys can be able to read that, because I think on my computer, I'm not being able to read that. So I'm gonna leave that for now like this, so you guys can see it. It won't be too fair. I'd rather not, thank you. Oh wow. You keep his loot if you win. All that talk about how other people are bad, and you get the moment where you can prove your skill. Basically he tried to say, what about 1v2? You 1v2 me, and if you're able to win, and now you get the chance to prove yourself. But now that you get to prove yourself, you guys won't do it. So, you know. And I think Daddy talks trash to him because he couldn't kill me. But I understand that, you know, as a druid healer, it's a little bit hard to kill if you don't have a demon helm and some silence, like either demon helm, and I forgot the other one. It was the AoE smoke bomb, basically. Alright, so basically they start trash talking each other and all that stuff. So I'm just gonna fast forward here. So here's what happened, basically with the fight that happened. I'm gonna fast forward here, and basically there's a little trash talk. So you tried 3-man him and couldn't beat him and stuff like that. Oh my god, Daddy, shut up. We're talking here. So he asked me, anyway, as chaotic, what do you recommend to be a nature healer? And nature, demon help, and time it with group, which is true. I'm gonna fast forward this again. The reason why usually I was leaving this game anyway, so I would have told him anyway later on, but I really wanted to make sure that I tell him, and it gives me some of the information, which is like right down here. The information was right here, what happened basically on the bottom left. So we had that little chat basically, and he explained to me that basically they had a 1v1. It was very close, and this guy executed it. So I kept going, and I think these guys are Portuguese. Because I'm like, how much gank in this zone? Hostile, you guys seen so far? And that's like anti-PK group. So I guess they are anti-PK group. And then I trying to gather some information for my survey. By the way, as we down there, be very careful anyway. How many hostile here? And then entendí nada. Now, I have spoken to Portuguese player so many times that I found out that we're close in the Spanish area, and so what I understood there, entendí nada. In Spanish we say no entendí nada. So I already said I think he meant like I didn't understand anything. So mete ope gringo. I didn't get to Google Translate it because the video will be slow. I know gringo means white, not white, I'm Puerto Rican. So I'm like, okay, so I guess I can, and rola, I guess now, something, I guess leave now, white man. So, and tried to scare me with the little hostile thing. So I'm like, oh, good language. Okay, I'll try trolling in Spanish. Quiero Taco Bell mucho y no me asusta. You don't scare me. I want Taco Bell, a lot of them, and no, you don't scare me. See, people can try to attack me and they will loot and they will not be able to kill me unless they have demon help and silence. But again, majority of the time, I've never seen that. Quiero chocha means I want pussy. Give me pussy. And then now. And then I told you now I want pussy. So I left and then somebody else said, what the fuck? And I explained to him that I think these guys were cursing maybe in Portuguese or something like that, so I decided to troll them in Spanish. So again, going to the next zone, I found that there were some peak areas here, and this guy right here, this guy is a pro, right? This guy's a pro. He thought I was hostile, I guess, because he shot at me. So I think this guy, Ego broke bows or something like that. So this guy down here, look, he's tried to shoot at me. Very beautiful, very beautiful. I'm not even in hostile. So I followed them all the way to the next zone, and by the way, these are arch pay to win, I think, or pay goal or something like that. I don't know. I think it was one of those two. I didn't do the mistake to enter in there because otherwise I had to face 16 arch up my butt, or 14 arch, around there. So I'll look into the map to find the next area, and obviously that zone is Genki, Comlin. I learned something new too by discovering this. I went to the right here and I saw, wow, white dot, that's white circle. That's the first time I seen that. And then I noticed by looking at the faction, it's like, oh, there's 10 faction units. So no wonder the gray faction had the one of the guys for the other faction had a gray and this one had white. So again, I go into this zone and I find myself right where I know I saw it. Yeah, there it is. There was another one in there, but it was too quick. So I tried to see if he would follow me, but he didn't. So there are PK players in there. So I decided to go to this area so I can go to the left, to go there forward, and travel to Limhurst so I can find more PK players. Oh, which I did. Sorry, this is the footage video. I went to Limhurst, and I'm about to enter the red zone on the right side. So I look around, there is 4 PKs around here for this one. And then I can understand because, I mean, 1 year ago, I've been PK'd in red zone and I lost everything, and that's losing time and losing, and you know, when you come back from work and you try to play the game and trying to gather and you lose your stuff, that you just wasted like an hour or two, and then you just feel like there was no progress, so you just want to like leave the game and such like that. I understood that. I've been there, been through that, and I pretty much stayed in yellow zone. That's what happened. I mean, I made a story somewhere in the forum. So I went around, and I guess this guy got caught because Limhurst is around here, the fashion flags, and that's what you get if you're a fashion flag. Not just, I understand it's red zone, but you know, if you see a blue name, now you have to worry about fashion flag, blue name, and the PKer. So I talked to this guy and I asked him, hey, what's up? How many PKers in here and stuff like that? And he told me that this zone is actually pretty empty, and just because of this video, I think it might get full if someone made it this far to the video. So King Grass the P was actually, you know, it was full. I mean, it was empty, but it had full notes, I guess. None. Okay, thanks. I'm doing a little survey. Thank you for the information. And then I speed it up again. And I think this is where this guy caught me, which was pretty fun. I'm gonna skip that and move up to the next area. We talked in here. So now I am in the Shadow Expanse, and this is where people go. This is one of the tier 7. People go here to the dungeon so they can do tier 8 dungeon. So they enter this dungeon and then enter the dungeon again, another one inside of that dungeon, and basically that's tier 8. And I've did that. It's one of my videos, I guess. I'll look around. I decided I was gonna zone in, but I said let me look around a little bit. got hit by all these birds. Then I'm like, yeah, it seems okay. It's just one guy in there. I'm sure there's more. And this is where I saw the 3, and I think I saw someone died around here, if you guys saw that quickly. And I decided to check it out, and that's where I saw the conflict from squad. 2 players just PKing. So yeah, that's where the story was when I said about the little bait. So after that, I went back into the Rosk Steppe, and my journey ended. I am really upset that I didn't get my footage for the first time I was doing the run, because I made good money in that tier 4 in here. In Anglia, there's some tier 3 black zone that has between tier 4 to tier 6, but in here, I went there in Fort Sterling. There's tier 4, so I went to the bottom left and I gathered their T6 hide, and I made a lot. I went there, I think maybe 1 or 2 times, and obviously because I'm doing the 1 to 2 times, I don't stop the video per time that I come back. So when I went there and I came back the second time, boom, my video was corrupted, and I was very pissed about that. So I decided it's like I was gonna go back there and then go to another different area, and after I did that, I got ganked, and my stupidity got me killed. I should have just kept going further to the left and going through the dungeon, because if it was just 3 players, they wasn't going to be able to kill me. It was everybody else who was on me before. So that's what happened. Now, a little summary with the video, and I'll put this at the end. I'm not sure if you'll be this far into the video, but there's a couple things that I want to say. One, if gatherers gear were just like a DPS gear, leather does 25%, has a passive for it to attack higher. Cloth, the lowest, is 40%, and they get 8% on their chest. So the highest they can get is like 58%, but you can put it at the lowest at 48%. Then I think plate doesn't get anything. So I think even if this came into effect, I think plate is the only thing that doesn't get a benefit. So, or people who farm more basically will be pretty mad. So if this came into effect, I'm sure that a lot of people will fight back, because if you look at the forum and you look at some of the videos out there, you always have a ganker fighting a gatherer who runs away, and then you have these specific unique players who fight back. But when I see them fighting back, majority of the time it is someone showing the footage of a gatherer fighting another gatherer. Majority of the time, I would not have seen full footage of a gatherer fighting a bunch of PvP player geared PvP. So if this had happened, I'm sure there's a lot of players who will fight back. Obviously, there will be a lot of gankers crying in the forum that this is not fair. You just made up ganker more powerful. Ganking is ruined and stuff like that. Because for them, ganking is me chasing you with no risk of getting my ass kicked. Second, I think it was. I had another one in here. The hostile, I think it was. I don't think that's ever going to be implemented. We're putting hostiles in Black Zone. I think someone said this before in the Black Zone, and I also think it's unproductive to do that, because Black Zone is where all the evil is at, and you should be having no warning of the evil that is going to be up your ass. So I actually think that's correct. So I'm not gonna say anything about that. But looking around there, I've seen that some areas people are getting PK'd, and I understand why players are getting a little bit mad that they're entering the red zone and can't win. However, in the end of the story, something that you guys will be so furious about me saying will be, this is a PvP game, and I'm sure you guys heard this 1,000 times. It is PvP and PvP oriented and focused game. There's nothing you can do about that. They're adding PvE elements, but it's still a PvP game. So there's nothing, like I said, there really isn't nothing you can do about that. You just have to deal with it, get used to it. I was scared of entering red and black zone a year ago for a long time. Hell, I didn't even enter black zone a year ago. I started this year on March 8th. And because I started doing my stuff at March 14, but around March 8, I did some expedition, I did some red zone. I even went in 8.2, got killed purposely. You know, I just try to allow them to chase me because it seems like they didn't want to kill me. It was dead, and then free to play came out and it boomed out of nowhere. So yeah, that's pretty much it for this video. I showed you some of the areas in there that might be a little bit safer, but now that everyone can see this video, I doubt majority of the people would get to this point of the video or see the whole thing anyway. They'll probably skim through it. So you might be lucky entering some of those areas that I showed that hardly had anything, and some of the areas where someone said I didn't get ganked or anything like that. But I am going to post in the forum some of these suggested things that in typing word and see what people say. I have about 12 more days. I think 11 now, but it should be 12. I think it's 12. It's 1:33 a.m. So when that happens, 11 days more, I think I just enter into Dirty Bomb a little bit more and try to find another MMO. I enjoyed the freaking random dungeon in this game. It was actually the best choice. So that's pretty much it for this. Goodbye.